Jack says, a lot of talk about Kvistgaard and new signings, but the priority needs to be bumping Maeda's contract to 40 grand a week, give him the number 7 jersey before we even think about new players. And Jerry chimes in saying it'll be telephone-sized numbers to sign Maeda from Celtic, and that includes area codes. So, basically, there was a report on Record Sport Online today, Maeda sort of saying he's paused contract talks. I think in fairness, he was saying just until after the Scottish Cup. But what about Jack's point that really that should be the priority right away? If he's not going to stay, work out what's happening, it could be better than any new signing.
I think all these things work in tandem, don't they? I mean, I think Celtic will be aware. Celtic will be aware what Daizen Maeda's thinking at the moment. I would be pretty certain of that. I don't think that everyone's in the dark and then Daizen Maeda and his advisors walk in one day in June and go, nah, we're not staying, or whatever. I don't think it works like that. I think we'll have a fair indication of what he might be doing or what they might be planning, and therefore planning in tune alongside it for what needs to come in. I personally am not sure I agree with the caller in the sense that I still think Daizen Maeda's value in a wide area is absolutely massive. And I think because he's come in and played as a central striker, and he's done brilliantly at it, but he's still equally effective out wide. And if you can get another top-class centre-forward in there to supplement that, I still think he's just as good playing in a wide area, I have to say, the way he gets in the box and scores goals at the back post. The way he now creates the way he didn't used to. We've talked about it before. He always had the pace to get into position, but then it was slashed over the bar or overhit. Doesn't happen now. He's putting goals on plates for people in the box. Probably a bad example to bring that up after his last-minute effort at Ibrox. But I just think he's still got a lot to offer in a wide area. So I think if Celtic did have the option of a Kvistgaard, a top front player, I think that would be a wise move rather than go for him in a front. Because if you go for him in a front area and you go for a wide guy and then the wide guy doesn't work out, then what you do, you have to put Maeda back out there. Are you not sure about Adam Maeda? What's the situation? I still think they need another one on top of Adam Maeda, personally. Right. So no, I'm not sure I agree entirely in the sense of not bothering with a striker instead of getting Maeda, but I think obviously getting Maeda tied down has to be a huge priority. But it's just interesting the amount of time, the length of time he's been at Celtic. There's always, they talk about shelf lives for players, don't they? I think what was Kyogo, 3.5 years? Hatate will be 3.5 coming this year. Maeda will be 3.5 coming this.
Yep.
Do these boys want another challenge? The thing is, we live in this country and think the world revolves around Scottish football, and it doesn't.
It doesn't.
These guys may have other things they want to try. They may have other things they want to do. My own hunch is the World Cup is a massive thing for Maeda, and I think uprooting and moving the season before a World Cup. I mean, I think it was on Record Online today, the Japan manager talking about the quality now of Maeda and how he's producing it all the time, and he's really at the forefront of his thinking. Clearly for that squad, and that World Cup's going to be huge next summer, and I think to uproot and move now probably wouldn't be wise. I think Maeda be as well staying at Celtic and being brilliant again next season and going into a World Cup absolutely flying. That would be my hunch. And then if you want to go after that works for Celtic as well. You get him tied down another contract just now, which extends it to protect the fee. And in a Josip Juranovic style, you then go to the World Cup, you shine, and you increase your value. Yeah. Celtic win, Maeda wins, everyone wins. That would be my sense on how this might work.
That's the perfect scenario, Swanee. You're 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And you know how, Scott, how these things work. You give somebody a mega, say for example, we're just for talking sake, we're doubling his wages on a 4-year extension, knowing fine well you're only paying double the wages for 1 year.
Yeah.
You know that because that's what football clubs do now. So you're giving the player a massive wage bump for X amount of years, but you're not paying it. He's going the following. That would be I think, as Scott was about to say, I think before I rudely interrupted, I think that's the perfect way for it to work for Celtic. They get one more season, that'll be 4.5 years, plenty of great service. You'll owe the club nothing, and the club will get a fortune.
It would be, because it means everybody's won out. I mean, Celtic's success in the last few years has obviously been selling players at their optimum, at their prime, and it looks as if Maeda is just approaching that. If he's not there just now, certainly in the next year, as I say, with a World Cup on the horizon, he's in a great position, Maeda, when you think about it. I mean, he's got 2 years left in his contract, just a nice amount of time left. people are talking about extending, people are talking about maybe bids coming in for him. He's just picked up every Player of the Year award going at Celtic to get the PFA one at the weekend. He's just in a brilliant position career-wise, 27 years old. I think he holds all the aces. But as Swanee says, if Celtic, depends obviously if a big bid comes in. I mean, that's always the acid test. But if they can hold on to him for a year, if he can stay fit, in form, you don't see his form changing. He's not that type of player. He doesn't really fluctuate. No, he's hugely consistent. It certainly has been this season. Then keep that going. World Cup, add a wee bit more value if you can onto him. Then that would be the perfect time for him to go, and everyone would win out of that situation.
A lot of people in the comments getting involved. This one from Polio, he agrees with you, Swan. He says, when you see Maeda with the kids on the park after matches, he looks happy and settled with another on the way. I don't think he will want to move his family around. Let's reward him with a new deal. That sentiment is backed up by Rebel, who says Daizen will realise Celtic made him a better player. He will stay, in my honest opinion. It works both ways, and he's also going to be a dad again. I don't think he wants to uproot. But there is a couple of people saying that he'll be off. I mean, your loyal Muppet says he's off at the end of the season. He's done everything in the SPL, and John says it will be a record fee. So just before we move on, what's your guys' gut feeling? Do you think he will be a Celtic player after the summer?
I think he will.
Yeah.
I think he will be for the reasons we've outlined.
Aye.
Yeah.